think women want money? Well, guess what? You've been lied to about money, and I'm pissed off about it. And guess what else? Women are not attracted to big muscles. Most women are actually repulsed by guys who look all steroided up. And it's not a full head of hair. In 2007, a survey revealed that 97% of women actually find bald men sexy. 97%. And it's not good looks either. I remember seeing an interview with Brad Pitt where he admitted that he could not get a date when he first moved to Hollywood. Brad Pitt. Now let me tell you what it's actually all about. It's all about something called pre-selection. That's making her think that other women already want you. And let me tell you how that works. Women have what's called a filter mechanism. That basically means that it's her job to filter out weak and undesired men. And you have what's called an approach mechanism. That's a thing that makes you kick yourself and feel like a wuss if you don't go and talk to a girl you're attracted to. And these two things do not mix. They're like oil and water. And if you walk up to a woman with your normal approach mechanism, like 99% of guys do, then she's going to filter you right out. Just like oil and water. This is a fact, and it's been hardwired into the females of our species, and just about every other species on the planet too, including the fish. Check this out. When most female fish look for a mate, they search for a male who's the brightest color. That's because if a male is a brighter color, it means he's healthier. And they look for those healthy genes to help their offspring survive. But when two males are close to the same brightness, something very strange happens. The females all mate with the one male that the other females are mating with. It's just how they are wired. And women are the exact same way. That's right, we're all thinking like fish. But if you're going to be a fish, I want you to be a piranha. So here's a question you might want to know the answer to. How? How do women know that other women are attracted to you just by looking at you? Well, here's the beautiful thing. They don't. They're absolutely guessing, and they're pretty good at it too, but they're not perfect at it. And if you know the exact techniques, the exact recipe for sex that I'm going to reveal to you in just a second, you can make any woman think that other women are climbing over each other to get at your jock. And just by mimicking the right thing, all the women around you will begin to fall for it, one by one, regardless of what you look like, how much money you have, or how good you actually are with women. But if you thought it was money, success, or fame that women were attracted to, guess what? You're not alone. So did I, man. And it's because this pre-selection thing is the most well-guarded secret in the world. But do you know who's guarding it? The media. And more specifically, the magazines. Try this. Just pick up a chick's magazine and try to read it. It's chock full of nonsense that they're saying men want. If chick magazines told the truth about what guys wanted, they'd all say this. Step 1, be hotter. Step 2, give great head. And just like women obsess over needing every new purse they see in a magazine, which of course we don't care at all about, we think we need to look like the super douches with tons of inheritance money that we see in magazines. It's no different. So forget about that, because now you know that women are not attracted to guys with money. They're not attracted to good looks. They're not attracted to huge muscles. And they're not attracted to a full head of hair. What women are really attracted to is pre-selection. That's it. That's all. Everything else is a lie. But knowing exactly what to mimic to use pre-selection to attract flocks of women is everything. You may not know this, but the average man sleeps with about 7 women in his life. And while I'm nothing more than just an average guy, when I started using pre-selection to get women to chase me, I was completely broke and still living in my car, and I was sleeping with more than 15 new, young, hot women a month. I was going through an entire lifetime of awesome sex every 2 weeks. Now, I wasn't born with good looks, I wasn't blessed with horse-sized manhood, and I'm not even remotely close to strong or muscular. In fact, I'm short, I weigh about 130 pounds when I'm soaking wet, and I suck at sports. And here's the real kicker. I grew up in a trailer park. But after wasting my whole life believing the lie that women actually cared about that stuff, I finally came across this embarrassingly simple, tested, and proven process for making women immediately think that I have a waiting list just to date me. And whenever I feel like it, I use this technique to get a new chick to come back to my place with little or absolutely no effort at all, without spending a dime doing it or risking rejection in the process. And if I can do it, you can do it. Now here's something I didn't know for most of my life. Every time a woman decides to sleep with a man, she goes through the same 4-step process. And if you know this simple 4-step process, you can take any woman you want through it without her even knowing. And she'll become intimate with you within a matter of minutes. It's really out of her control. It's scary to some people, to think that there's a technique that any guy could do that would create attraction in a woman's subconscious. People wondered a lot, what is it? Is it real? And if it is it actually legal? Well, it's technically legal because no one has any proof that you're using it in the first place. But when word got out that I was teaching it to average guys around the world, I started seeing some serious heat from the press anyway. I got a call from NBC to come on the Today Show. I had a top-rated show on current TV revolving around me and my strange but effective techniques. I've been mentioned on dozens of newspapers, online magazines, and all that stuff. And I landed a top-rated satellite radio show on Sirius XM. But you have to remember this. I'm just a reformed little wuss with women who was just too tired of being walked all over to take it anymore. I wanted to have the women I knew I deserved, just like I'm sure you do. I didn't want to settle for the ones I knew I could easily get, just like you don't want to settle either. My name is Josh Pelsier, and I'm the creator of the Tao of Badass. That's just another way of saying the way of the badass. I've heard a lot of guys call it the stealth seduction system because it's completely under the radar. But it's more like a step-by-step attraction blueprint that shows an average guy exactly what this 4-step process is and how to use it. This is the very first step-by-step guide that uses a proven method for attracting any woman, even the first time you use it, without changing who you are, memorizing stupid lines, or creeping women out. Even if you're over the age of 50 and you want to date younger women, if you're balding, if you're overweight and lazy, you are not rich, and you're deathly afraid of approaching women. And especially if you've tried everything you could think of and you're still not seeing the results you really want. There's nothing simpler, easier to use, and more effective than the Tao system. Now, I've revealed some pretty controversial secrets in this webinar. Secrets that, frankly, I could get into a lot of trouble for revealing. You now know that looking at a woman's mouth at the right time will make her uncontrollably daydream about sleeping with you. You learn that facing a woman directly when you first meet her will completely and instantly turn her off. You learn that just by saying one sentence, you can make any woman compete for your attention and chase after you. And you found out that women actually don't want money, big muscles, or a full head of hair or good looks. You now know, and this is what would get me in a lot of trouble, that women are actually attracted to pre-selection. And that you can follow a few simple steps to use pre-selection to turn on any woman you want. I also revealed the secret behind a woman's filter mechanism, and that you can bypass it and stay under the radar while you're doing it. Now, you can take this information that I've taught you here today, and it will work. Or you can do what many guys do and get a head start by learning the full set of sexual triggers that most men will never know. Sexual triggers designed to keep her interested in you. Sexual triggers designed to make her become addicted to you. Some triggers that will guarantee that she'll fall in love with you. And some that will make you so confident around hot women that they'll be competing with each other for you the moment they see you. And each trigger comes with simple step-by-step instructions to make sure you get it right every time. If you're one of those guys that wants to learn this stuff over time, then go ahead and close this video now, because the next secret I'm going to reveal is only for guys who want my quick start version. Yeah, you might be a little impatient, but you know what you want, and you don't want to waste your time with unnecessary trial and error. If that sounds like you, then you're going to want to know about my ultimate badass solution. You cannot find the solution anywhere else, mostly because no one knows the secrets to bypass her logical brain that I do. It's not some complicated 100-step process. It's not a recycled version of something you've heard of before. It's brand new, and I'm revealing it right now for the first time. It's been secretly tested by thousands of guys who are in my inner circle, and I'm ready to open up this test to a few new guys who are ready to use these techniques to attract some sexy young women. But I'm only interested in revealing my full system to a specific kind of guy. So if you're already really good with women and you don't want to know exactly how to seduce and attract every hot chick you meet, then close this video now and do not continue watching. I'm not here to make the rich richer and the poor poorer, man. I want to empower guys like me. So if you've ever gone a month or longer without exciting, crazy sex with a new, young, hot woman, if you ever had a girl that you liked stolen by some loud douche. If you feel too old, too ugly, fat, bald, or weak to date the most desirable women on the planet without having to chase them or buy them anything, or if you're just tired of having to constantly try to get women interested in you, then I want to download my brain into your head. Let me show you something that'll really surprise you. This is a Facebook message I got a little while ago. Seriously, I was a loser with women a few months ago. Women love me and they want to be with me. There's another one, email. I truly feel free from my low self-esteem. This is a great one, another email. I'm a psychotherapist. I prefer your book better than any other on the topic. Now, if you're not the most suave guy in the world, if you're nervous or hesitant around women, or if you're not as confident as you used to be or would like to be, then man, I want you to use this and be better with women than you could ever dream of. Let me just tell you about a fraction of what's in the Tao system. The self-fulfilling prophecy qualifier. This is an under-the-radar phrase that I say word for word that will instantly transform any woman into my private sex slave and compel her to follow me around like a puppy dog without having to even think about competing with other dudes for her attention. I got an email from Benjamin D from this. He said, this technique has been magic, and I've realized I much prefer to be chased than the other way around. Yeah, no crap. The makeout technique. This one I hesitated to share at first because this was my bread and butter for a while. But with this technique, I can say one simple and seemingly innocent phrase to any woman and make her lean in for a kiss, even if she wasn't attracted to me in the first place. Caesar G sent me an email saying, man, does that phrase work? Instant dominance. Well, this is something I use when I want a woman to be submissive around me. It's extremely arousing and almost intimidating to women whenever I do it. Now, do you know what it's like to make a super hot girl actually become noticeable?